third and final speaker of the evening will now be giving his 10th and final speech from the CC manual. But beware, as his speech may challenge, inspire, and offend you all at once. His project is Inspire Your Audience, and the title of his speech is A Truth I Shall Not Fear. Please welcome Aaron Kelton.
There is not a truth existing which I fear or would wish unknown to the entire world. Do you believe these courageous words of Thomas Jefferson, come one, come all? Or do you believe that ignorance is heavenly bliss? Fellow Toastmasters and our honorable guest. I grew up attending a Baptist church in a tiny Texas town called Potosi. It was at Sunday school in this very church that my mother met my stepfather. My parents reared me to be a fine, upstanding Christian gentleman. But as I got older, I began to shift the way my mind thought about things. I lost my faith as a child. I began to reason like an adult. I thought with the basic assumption that God wouldn't necessarily mind me questioning my beliefs, whatever they may be. I thought, was the Bible written by divinely inspired authors? Does that make that the inerrant word of God? And even if it was, would it be wise to suspend my critical faculties while reading? Is it genetically possible for the human race to come from just one male and one female? Wouldn't familial breeding have to occur somewhere along the line? And finally, I asked the most important question, I thought. Does God exist? God, do you exist? I still remember feeling my hackles rise on the back of my neck at being so bold, so indignant as to question his, with a capital H, existence. I thought, how will this affect the relationships with my mother? She reads the Bible every morning. Will she still love me? My sister's family. Will I be able to speak openly around my young, impressionable nephews? My friends, my colleagues, will they lose respect for me? My fellow Toastmasters, well, I shall have to broach the subject in a proper speech one day. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And so I thought, there may be a truth existing in this world that I do fear because of the possible ramifications. The truth about me that I do not wish to be known to this world. Yes, I thought about living the lie, living behind the facade of faith. I thought I might damage some very meaningful relationships, but I also fear that I might lose the wonder and the magic that is in life while gazing at the night sky. Will the infinite expanse of the cosmos still inspire awe in me? With a glorious sunrise in the morning, bristling with deep reds, will it still take my breath away? Will I no longer escape into divine revelations when I listen to Handel's Messiah? In short, if I lose the wonder and the joy, the magic of life, will I be devoid of purpose and fall ever precipitously into a comatose state of nihilism? The Nobel laureate Steven Weinberg once said, "The more the universe seems comprehensible, the more it seems pointless." But the English comedian Robin Ince, he had a clever comeback for that. He said, "I'm glad the universe is pointless, because that means if I get to the end of my life, the universe can't turn to me and go, 'Well, what have you been doing, you idiot? That's not the point.'" I am, however, careful not to become impious and disrespectful by throwing the baby out with the bathwater. You see, I had a friend in college who struggled with drug and alcohol addiction. And it was always on and off again. Recovery and relapse, recovery, relapse. But to this day, he's been clean and sober thanks to what he can attribute to his belief in God. And Lord knows, I am not about to rain down on his parade by equating his belief in God to some orbiting celestial teapot. There was a philosopher in the 20th century by the name of Bertrand Russell. And he kind of compared the existence of God. He explained the existence of God this way. He said, many Orthodox people speak as though it were the business of skeptics to disprove received dogmas, rather than that of dogmatists to prove them. This is, of course, a mistake. If I were to suggest that between the Earth and Mars, there's a china teapot orbiting about the sun, nobody would be able to disprove my assertion, provided I were careful to add that it was too small for the most powerful of our telescopes to detect. But if I were to go on to say that since my assertion cannot be disproved, then it is intolerable presumption on the part of human reason to doubt it. I should rightly be thought to be talking nonsense. If, however, the existence of such a teapot were affirmed in ancient books, taught as a sacred truth every Sunday and instilled into the minds of children at school, hesitation to believe in its existence would become a mark of eccentricity and entitle the doubter to the attentions of the psychiatrist in our polite village, or to the inquisitor in an earlier time. So question with boldness even the existence of God. Because if there be one, he must more approve of the homage of reason than that of blindfolded fear. But don't just believe me when I said that. Those two were the words of Thomas Jefferson. Now at this point you may be thinking, well, without belief, without religion, where can I find sources of morality, guidance, and of consolation? From Alan de Botton's TED Talk, Atheism 2.0, he suggests that Scripture could be replaced with culture. That we could look to the plays of Shakespeare, to the dialogues of Plato, and to the novels of Jane Austen. And perhaps in there, we might find the truths that we might have previously found in the Gospel of St. John. Some have asked me, so if you're uncertain as to the existence of a supernatural being, how do you describe yourself? Well, it isn't that I do not believe. It's that I cannot believe with a clear conscience. I cannot help but view the world through incredulous eyes. You see, there's a lot of negative connotations with disbelief, especially in the South, right? In the belt buckle, what I would call the belt buckle of the Bible belt. But I am no more an atheist as I am an atheist, or an unicornist, or a non-astrologer. I don't wake up in the morning and think, well, by gosh, I'm a non-astrologer today. I'm proud of that. The question I have for you is, what do you believe? What beliefs do you hold near and dear to your heart? What beliefs set the foundation for your behavior each and every day? Look deep down inside of yourself into the darkest abyss and find your sincerely held beliefs and cast them into the fire of scrutiny. But beware, because if and when you do this, you may have to reach down and find the tiniest morsel of courage to follow through